I'm New. I'm here with
Kitty, Belle,
and Chloe.
We've got another super fun craft for you today. Here. Even though it's getting a little bit warmer now, we still liked our winter hat craft that we wanted to show you how to make before it got too warm on us. We'd wanted to do this earlier, but we came up with so many other things that this one kind of waited, because this one takes a little bit longer. So, yeah. So this one's going to take a little bit. It looks like a little bitty ski hat, and if you wanted to do this like as a decoration or an ornament or something like that, you would just kind of tie another overhand knot and the string that holds this, and you could hang that up. That's the string that ties around to hold it all in place, and you could kind of cut that a little bit. You could do all sorts of things with that. So, campers, you want to see what you need to make your cute little hat here?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, you may have seen in the description, but the secret to this little hat, I haven't quite done the back right here, is that this is all done on a piece of a toilet paper tube. So that is what we use for the brim of our hat to make it steady and help hold its shape. So first thing you're going to need is a toilet paper tube. Now this actually, you need small rings, so cut it in half, and then the half, cut it in a third and a third. So this will make 6 total. So that's why I have 5 here, and this was the 6th one right here. So this will make 6 hats. So toilet paper tube. The next thing you're going to need is, obviously I already talked about a pair of scissors, so you need a pair of scissors. Next thing you're going to need is some yarn. Now, these are some of our favorite yarns. You see them a lot. We use them a lot on camera, don't we?
Yeah.
Worsted weight yarn, which is kind of not the super thick yarn, is what we have now. It's like a 4-ply yarn. You can kind of, you can't even really necessarily see. I will show you. I've got 5 strands here together right now. And that's the thickness. You need about 35 1-foot sections of yarn. Now for us, this is kind of our yarn that we use all the time. It's just for camp. You can use scrap yarn. Caregiver's permission. Caregiver's permission before you pick any yarn. So that's very important. Very, very important. So you need about 35 pieces. And that should give you more than enough. So it's a lot of little lark's head knots you're doing there. 35 of them, or 32-ish, somewhere in there, with this weight of yarn. Thinner yarn, you're going to need more. Thicker yarn, you'll need less, but you got to make sure that the yarn is going to slide. So a yarn like a chenille yarn that doesn't slide on itself will be really hard to do this craft with. So, as Kitty's telling you, you need to cover the table, because there's going to be a lot of yarn, and we've got scissors and all that going. So, I think we got it all. So, campers, you ready to see how to make your hat, your little yarn toilet paper hat?
Yarn toilet paper hat. Maybe.
Yes. You ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, the first thing we're going to do is cut our yarn. And you may say, wow, 35 pieces of yarn, that's a lot to cut. But we got a little shortcut here. So I've got 5 pieces of yarn together. You can see paint on my hand that I did not wash off all the way. You put it together like this, and we can cut them all at once. Now, since I have 5, and I know that 5 times 7 is 35, we can wrap this around 7 times, and then we can cut our yarn all at once super fast. So that's 1, 2. You don't want to pull it super tight. You want to leave it kind of loose, but you got to make sure it hangs on. We've got that around 7 times. So I will cut. And now I will slide it this way. And I will cut through all those loops. It may take more than one cut to get through all those loops. And carefully flip it over. And you may want to try and do this, maybe wrap it 2 times or 3 times, a few times less all at once, because 7 is a lot to cut at once. So there you go. That is how to cut all 35 super fast. So, take our hat. That I've done most of it already. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Now we want to make sure that I will, oops, there's my yarn. To do a lark's head knot, you take it, fold in half. You have your 2 loops. And here our back door opening and our dog's coming in. You want to put it under like this. And I'll show you what happens if you go the other way first. So if we go this way and do our lark's head knot in the front like this, the yarn goes around that and you'll see it leaves a gap. And no matter how much you try and close that gap up, because that yarn is coming out, there you go, now you can see. Because that yarn is coming out that way, it leaves that gap and it'll leave a gap. So you don't want to do it that way. You want to bring your loop behind. And then put your 2 loose ends through it. And pull it. You don't want to pull it too tight because you want to crush it. And you'll do it just like that. So you'll keep going until you'll finish it up. You do it again. Let me do it again.
Okay.
Okay. Get the purple one now. And again, these don't have to be exactly even. Remember, on the back, fold it in half on the back, put yours through, pull it tight. There you go. Now I went ahead and cut and finished doing it, so I've got it all the way around, and as I said, it's about 35-ish. So the next thing we want to do is we want to push all of our yarn through. The last little straggler through, so we push it through. Well, that wasn't the last straggler, there was more stragglers, huh?
Yeah.
There. Okay, so we pull it all, and you kind of want to comb it just a little to make sure. Okay, so it should look like that from that end. And then from this side, it'll look like this. And you want to work it so that everything comes back this way. So now we will take our extra piece of yarn here. And wherever we want to do it. Now we're going to want to tie a surgeon's knot because it'll hold our yarn the tightest. So if you wanted to hang this, we don't want to go right from the center. We'll go this way a little bit. So we'll do our surgeon's knot. So right over left and under again. And that's what makes it a surgeon knot instead of a square knot. And it holds tight. See, a square knot, if I did that, it would pop loose. With the surgeon's knot, it does not pop loose. So left over right and under. And there you go. And then we have the top here. We'll fold it over. Use our Girl Scout fingers. Twirl it around. We are doing our overhand knot to make ourselves a little loop that we can now hang this up and use as a decoration. So there we go. And there we go. Now you can trim this up, making sure not to trim our hanging part, but trim that up and make it a little bit neater. But there's our super little cute winter hat. So, campers, you ready to make your hats?
Yeah!
Awesome. And we're finished. You can see our cute little hats. We have a little, here, hold that one up for me. There you go. I got it. We got it, Chloe. And there we go. There's our little hats. You can see them there. We can hang them up. Save them for next Christmas, too. We could have them on our trees, can't we?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we hope that you had fun. Don't forget to clean up your mess. And we'll talk to you later, huh? All right. Bye.
Bye.